If you're struggling with stubborn weight, constant cravings, or a body that seems to gain weight no matter what you do, you're not alone. Chiropractic physician Dr. Kathleen Nash says the real issue isn't willpower, aging, or even menopause. The real problem is metabolic damage. Before we talk with Dr. Nash, let's watch two testimonials from her clients who experienced this transformation themselves.
I lost 20 pounds in 28 days, dropped 2 dress sizes, and I'm maintaining that by eating 2,000 calories a day.
My wife and I met with Dr. Nash, and when she explained the root causes of my weight issues, it really made sense to me. Her program focused on those issues, and I lost 25 pounds in 30 days, and my waist is back down to a size 32.
Dr. Nash, good morning. So what was really going on with Catherine's and Minister Lowe's metabolism that made weight loss so difficult before?
Right. Well, both Minister Paul and Catherine were dealing with something called metabolic dysfunction, and particularly a dysfunction in the hormone insulin. And insulin is the only hormone in the human body that tells us to create and store body fat. So when insulin becomes chronically dysfunctional, body literally becomes programmed to hormonally store fat instead of burn it. So that leads to things like stubborn weight gain, difficulty burning fat, a lot of fat collecting around the belly. It even ramps up that so-called food noise, which is just constant hunger and cravings. So when we correct the metabolic dysfunction at the root, body can naturally start burning body fat again.
Yeah, now you have often talked about dietary hormone damage and inflammation. So how does that impact someone's ability to lose weight?
Oh, that's a great question, because in a weight loss journey, it's really about how much body fat you're actually burning, which is the key to seeing major changes in size and shape that actually last. And that hormone damage we just mentioned, the insulin, it locks our body fat and our fat cells even when we're in a calorie deficit. In fact, the American College of Cardiology recently released a study saying that 93% of Americans have this kind of metabolic damage, and I experienced it firsthand. I struggled with obesity for nearly 25 years. By my early 30s, I was both pre-diabetic and I had fatty liver disease, but yet when I would go to the doctor, they would never find it in the blood work. So it wasn't until I personally spent years studying metabolism and nutrition that I uncovered that dysfunction. And once that damage is corrected, I personally was able to lose 80 pounds, but more importantly, the weight loss was holding while I went back to eating normal calories again.
Now, you mentioned symptoms earlier, but what are maybe some warning signs that someone might be dealing with metabolic damage?
Yeah, that's another great question, right? Because I just said a lot of times standard blood work misses it. So there are actually several signs that people can look for. So if you're eating very little, but you still can't lose weight, if your old weight loss program isn't working, if you gain weight easily despite being careful, if you struggle with strong hunger and cravings, if you have trouble sleeping through the night, and if you're collecting a lot of extra fat in the belly, these are all signals that the body's metabolism might not be working properly. And the longer it continues, the harder the weight loss becomes.
Well, for people going through this, what makes your approach different if they want to, or if they can maintain weight loss while eating 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day?
Right, and that's the key difference, right? Every program that's out there only focuses on the weight loss only part of it, and that usually means temporary weight loss. But my program focuses on correcting the root cause, the metabolic damage itself. When that metabolism is repaired, not only can the body access and burn fat more efficiently and optimally again, but it can burn body fat at high calorie levels, because that's why my clients lose weight so quickly. More importantly, though, when they go back to normal calorie levels, because the body is still burning fat optimally, they can eat more because their body is burning fat in between meals like it should.
Yeah. Now, for viewers watching right now who really might just feel stuck with this stubborn weight loss, you actually have a special offer today.
Absolutely. So again, we're talking about metabolic damage, and there are different types of it. So the very first thing we would need to do is an online metabolic evaluation so we can identify if it's a problem for you and what specific damage you have. Normally those evaluations are $97, but when I get to go on the morning blend, I always like to bring something special. So we now have 10 spots that are at $9.97, but as you can imagine, Jessica, they go pretty fast.
Yes. Well, Dr. Nash, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You bet. Thank you for having me.
You got it. Now, you just heard it. The standard client interview fee is $97. Mention that you saw Dr. Nash on the Morning Blend, and the fee will be reduced to $9.97. You will receive 2 weight loss webinars in which Dr. Nash talks about her program and the amazing results it could achieve for you. She only has 10 appointments available at that $9.97 reduced fee, and your evaluation will be done online for your safety. Just head to drnash.com/eval.